Hello everyone, welcome back to the non-league treatment room with me, Cookie, as always. Davo is alongside me. How are you, mate?
What a setting, by the way.
It's a different room, isn't it? We are in the grand tea room of the Red Lion Hotel.
I want to turn that around to show people what we can see. But it's as you can see, there's a picture of a random woman. It looks like baby Jesus and monkeys and stuff like that. This is proper.
Yeah.
We just keep delivering, don't we?
We just keep delivering. It's a different place. Look, we this is probably the nicest place, poshest place that a podcast has been recorded.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it up there.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
And I bet our guest has never been in a place like this, recording something.
No. I mean, he's been a busy boy, but I bet he ain't been to the fucking Red Lion tea room.
I bet he hasn't, no. That's it. So, massive shout out to the Red Lion for allowing us to use this room. Come and check them out. Great drinks, hotel
Yeah, you've
rooms.
sampled one today, ain't
I
you,
have,
mate?
yeah. I've sampled a beverage.
Spanish beer.
So it's very nice. Good food as always. Just good. They accommodate for weddings, meeting rooms, everything like that. So make sure you check out Atherstone Red Lion. Because, yeah, it's a lovely, lovely place. But anyway, I'm buzzing for this one.
Great timing from you, by the way.
It's a great timing. But
unbelievable.
I'm going to chuck this in now. I messaged him before it all kicked off with FA Cup.
Yeah, you did.
And he can vouch for me there.
Yeah, good point.
I got in there, before it all went. So,
Not missed it, Meg, mate.
that's it. I just knew. I know. But yeah, if you're new to listening, thank you for joining. Hope you enjoy it. But also go and look back at our older podcasts and episodes, because if you like this one, you'll like the other ones 100%.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's get him in. So, in the treatment room tonight, we have a player as tough as they come, a master of long throws, a midfield enforcer, and a true grassroots hero. He's played for many non-league clubs, but finds himself currently at Tamworth. Please welcome Tom Tonks.
How are you, Tom?
Very good, gents. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're not quite Luke Humphreys.
No. I mean, you've hit a few 180s.
I have hit a few 180s. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Fresh from my darting exploits. Yeah, we'll have to get a dartboard out if you fancy your chances.
We had one at the ground, didn't we?
Did you?
Are you good then?
I'm just an average player, mate. I've got a dartboard at home.
Same.
I used to go to the pub as a young kid and put holes in the walls and stuff, but it just goes from there, did it? But yeah, I can handle some darts.
I play a lot of work.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, you don't do no fucking work.
I do. Really.
No wonder the Wi-Fi shit everywhere at the minute.
I'm very busy. But always time for some darts. Yeah, like for people who don't know, you've obviously played for Tamworth at the minute. They've had an unbelievable FA Cup time at the minute. Beat Huddersfield last week. How has your week been? How has it all been for you? Obviously from the game and then just everything that's come along with it.
Yeah, mate, it's been really hectic. My phone has not stopped. It's pretty similar to when, I scored a bit of a freak goal a couple of months ago, but when I got off the pitch on Friday night, my phone actually turned off because I got that many messages.
Wow.
I think my WhatsApp just refreshed about 16, 17 times. I'm trying to get to my missus here, do you know what I mean? Just in case anything's happened at home. But yeah, it's been mad. There's, like you say, there's cameras everywhere at the minute, and as a club, it's just a good place to be. So yeah, it's buzzing and taking everything that comes with it.
What was the dressing room like after?
Oh, mate.
Well, I think if there had been bottles of beer in there, people would have been stinking in the bar afterwards.
Tight dressing rooms, isn't it?
Yeah, the porter cabins are good.
Tight,
especially if you're not used to them. I suppose Huddersfield aren't, and most of the teams that come down to us at the minute, you can see them turning the nose up a little bit when they've got to do the stretches outside on the concrete, on throwing gym mats down and stuff. But we don't care, mate. We take it to our advantage, and we've had some, touch wood, we've had some decent home form, and long may that continue, because it's going to be a tough season for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially after Christmas, when everyone's played us and know what we're about and stuff and how we go about things. But we're riding the wave, mate, at the minute, and it's good. We get to go to some some big clubs. We played Yeovil, and I watched them against the Wolves. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, mate. But yeah, it's a good place to be. So yeah, long may it continue.
Definitely.
What an unbelievable game to watch it was, by the way. Like, as a coach, when I stood on the outside and I watched, through my TV, the tactics were just fucking down to a T. Like, you're seeing that things that I picked up, and I don't want to waffle on too long, but Creaney, the striker, he let one of the centre-halves and the full-backs have the ball, and then it was sort of like that, like Marcus said last week, that sliding sort of, it was absolutely bang on. And it all just worked to a T, didn't it? Who's the lad that played in the middle? I don't know his name.
But you got
Shakuna.
Mate, he was frightening.
Mate, he's such
so
a
good on the ball.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Like, he makes it happen.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're looking for someone who's going to win us the game today?
Yeah.
Like, Nathan takes it upon himself every game, don't matter who it is, to score a goal. Whether it's a worldie, like a free kick, he will make it happen. He doesn't care if he has to shoot 5 times, because one of them is definitely going in. Do you know what I mean? I think he's just a top player, a top player.
What was your thoughts when? What was your thoughts and like the team's thoughts when you drew Huddersfield?
Mine personally was, for me, you couldn't get anyone bigger, bar Birmingham maybe as a local thing. Huddersfield, I think they were the most recent team in the draw who've been in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think they were in the Premier League in 2018.
Yeah.
Like I say, I watched the Wolves against Yeovil, I watched them against Huddersfield, and fucking Aaron Moy, the Aussie, he's put 2 free kicks past Patricio. I was buzzing, so I knew how big the game was. It was great, mate, but it was one of them, do you want it away? Because the occasion, you'd have definitely been on telly. But the fact that we are better at our place and not many teams like coming to us, it was just a perfect evening, mate. To be fair,
I agree. And how many teams at that level of football are playing on a 4G pitch?
There's none in our league.
Mate.
Yeah, there's none in our league.
They're not allowed to play anything above National League. It's got to be grass, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 1-0 already, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's 1-0
that's what
already.
it is. So Bromley went up last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that, I think, literally end of the season, they had to rip it up straight away. Harrogate had to do the same a few years back, had to rip it up. I think Harrogate ended up playing away from home for the first 5 or 6 games or something, and stuff like that. But, it's an advantage to us, the 4G, so we really don't care.
Yeah, 100%.
We really don't care.
Such a strong mentality they went to have when you get a team like that, and part-time as well, and knowing that they're full-time, they're training every single day. What was training like to the build-up of that game? Was it all based on like watching them, how they play, and just sort of trying to counteract everything?
Nothing, mate.
Really?
Nothing. We obviously Champs and Tim do a little bit of homework on them and how we can stop them a little bit, but at the end of the day we focus on ourselves, because we know at our place we can beat anybody. It's like, even when we go to teams this season, like Southend, big teams who are going to have a lot of the ball. They're going to have a lot of the ball. It is what it is. We are who we are. We're a part-time team in a full-time league, so we know that we're going to have minimal ball. So when we get the ball, we have to do better, and we have to be good on the ball, regardless of who we play against. Do you know what I mean? It's like early in the season, we went to Barnet, and we kind of got after them, we pressed them, and we got smacked 7-0, and you're like, fuck you. We had a bit of a reality check here. But since then, we've adapted a little bit. So regardless of who we play, like I say, they have all the ball, and we do what we have to do to try and get results. And it helps when we're at home. Like I say, I keep going on about it, but it's massive.
Home form is massive.
Yeah, it is. Like I think any newly promoted team, regardless of the exception of Wrexham, they're fucking flying in there. Like it is what it is with them. They've got stupid money. But if you're a promoted team, your aim is to get to that magic 40 points to stay. Do you know what I mean? And your home form has got to be good, and then you pick up wherever you can away from home. And we've picked up a few points away from home, but we've been disappointed at times. But going back to the question, we don't really care who we play in. We focus on ourselves. Get your man-to-man, win your personal battles and see where it takes you.
I suppose you don't want to be too focused on, it's Huddersfield, because that can really then take your mind away from the actual focus in hand. I think you treat it as another game, another opposition, do your homework, do your bits, train hard, and then you go into the game.
It's a different mindset, mate. I feel that when I'd find it in that occasion really hard to concentrate, and you've got to literally be on the ball for that 90 plus minutes, haven't you? Yeah. Like, you've got to block out who you're playing against. It's literally just an opponent, and you've got to think of the game plan the whole time.
Yeah.
It's proper professional mentality. I think that is.
That's why we're sat here and he's in the
exactly
second round
that,
mate. Like personally, I woke up, I got to the game, and it's just another game of football.
I think you've got to do your routine.
On normal routine for you, what you do on a...
Yeah, mate, like, recently I've started getting up on game days and going to the gym.
Yeah.
So what I'll do, I just walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll stretch for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, some people would rather have an extra hour in bed, but I've kind of found, like, that's what's fitting me. Like, I'm 33 now, and I like to get my body moving as quickly as possible, so I'm not as stiff as, you know, I am. But no, it's just what works for me, and I just turned up, and, you know, like I say, I had my can of Munster. I did exactly the same things. I put the deep heat on the same way.
Wow.
And stuff like that. It was just another game, but I knew who I was up against because I'm a bit of a football freak. I watch YouTube, I watch everything, listen to managers' interviews and stuff, and I knew who I could potentially come up against, and it was their number 8. I think it was Wiles. I can't think off the top of my head now, but I knew what I got to do to try and stop it. And so I got into a personal battle straight away before the game had even gone. So even if we got Ebbsfleet this weekend, I'll watch a couple of videos of them, and I'll know who I'm potentially up against. Yeah. So I know what I've got to do to stop him. Yeah. So then he's got to try and stop me.
Perfect, that's it. When you go to the gym, do you warm up your arms as well? Because this long throw is ridiculous. And I didn't know you had a long throw, to be fair. I should have known. But yeah, like, where's the long throw come from? How did you know? How did you know you can launch a ball?
I really don't know how or why.
Because we spoke about throw-ins a lot in this podcast, and you're like, how do you teach someone to throw a ball? Or
how do you find out?
How do you find out?
You've literally just got to pick it up and throw it. So my earliest of knowing that I could do it was when I was in primary school, and I think it was like 6-a-side in here, small pitches, and I threw one, and I can remember my head teacher, Mr. Higgs, going, "If you just kick that ball." I said, "No, I just threw it," and he said, "Do it again." So I did it again, and that's ever since. I just, you know, as a little kid, and like, I'm taking every free kick, I'm taking every corner, and now I'm taking every throw in. I'm going, you know, I'm going to do some miles on this pitch. But I don't know, mate. When I go to the gym, it's not like the lads have banter. "Oh, what are you doing in the gym today? Lat pull downs? Are you throwing medicine balls about?" I'm like, if I started throwing medicine balls about, my gym would ban me because I'd just be putting the wall through or something. But I don't know, mate. It's just a little bit of a freak of nature kind of thing. It's not something I work on. I will 100%.
It's a great tactic to have, though.
But the thing is,
that long throw is so effective.
I agree, but this is what I mean. I was really interested in that because, as a football perspective, your centre midfielders don't normally take your throws. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you normally have your full-backs or if it was a quick throw in on one side, a winger if it was quick. And I was really interested to find out how, and you know, you found out that you could do that long throw.
Have you done that at every club you play for as well? Pretty much been you on throw-ins?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but I actually remember getting dropped before.
Did you?
Because we were defending so bad at Stourbridge. The gaffer, Pee Wee Ian Long, he actually says, "I'm leaving him out today, just in case you fuckers are tired from running up and down." I was like, that's not my fault. I want to fucking play football, do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking to myself, I'll never forget, it was Banbury away and he dropped me, and we ended up losing, I think. So yeah, I've actually been dropped because I throw the ball, which is bizarre.
I just remember watching it, and I had this in my mind all day because I wanted to ask you this. The first throw that you did was fucking right on the toes of their bench, and it looked like you were having a little bit with their bench.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was kind of it was more the fourth official, because he's going 5 yards back. I says, but the ball's just gone out in the middle of the dugout. He says, but you've got I said, whatever. It's still going in the box anyway, so I don't really care if it's in there or off. It's going close to the box. But then, the Huddersfield, what they've started to do now, because I can throw it in from the dugout, their gaffers have started standing in a certain position.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't blame them, because I'd do exactly the same.
Yeah.
Anything to get them small percentages. So that doesn't bother me, because I'll just run into them. If they're standing in my way, or I'll run round them. Because I don't fancy myself to knock anybody over if I run into them from a couple of yards. But yeah, and then there was one instance I was a little bit further down.
Yeah, I remember it.
Where the coach and staff were.
Yeah.
So I can remember his face. You'll see him on the telly if you watch the highlights. And he starts nibbling at my ankles.
Does he?
And I'm going, like that is it.
Yeah.
So I just took an extra step back and just trod on his toes. Like, you won't do that again, will you? And when you feel someone just move the foot like that, I was like, you won't do that again.
I don't want to give, and I don't want to stay on this subject too long, but I'm so interested in it. I don't want to give too much of your game plan away, because obviously you've got games coming up and stuff like that, right? But obviously I don't know how long ago it was now, but you're not able to score directly from a throw, right? Yeah. So you don't have to name names, but what are you aiming for? Are you aiming to get a deflection, or are you aiming for a player, a target?
See, I know currently at Tamworth, we've got big boys.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got Big Creaney up front.
Yeah.
We've got H, we've got Jordan, we've got Willits, we've got Ken. We've got Rico, who's just coming from Warsaw, who can, who goes up for set pieces.
Yeah.
So I know if I can get the ball within that goal, any slight touch, it's probably a goal. Do you know what I mean? But like you say, it happened last year at Farsley, where everyone's gone to the back post, because I'm like, anywhere within the 18-yard box, I can get past the back post if the ball's dry. So everyone's gone to the back post, and the keeper's towards the back post as well. And it caught a few, and I thought, So I threw it flat into the goal, and he's touched it again.
Yeah.
And it's gone down as my goal.
Yeah.
So I was buzzing. And people say, oh, that's how you play. I don't care.
Yeah.
My objective is to score a goal, to win games of football.
100%, mate.
Yeah.
100%.
Simple as that. 100%. And if that's how Tamworth win games of football,
Fair play, mate.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
And I don't care how I get judged.
But there's so much more than that. We're talking about the top level of non-league football that you're playing week in, week out here.
Yeah.
You've got to have something. It's not just a fucking long throw.
Yeah.
You've got so far in the game, and all these clubs that we've got listed down on this piece of paper have not just brought you in because he's got a long throw.
Nah, 100%. No.
Like, there was so much more to your game that I watched as well, knowing that we were going to potentially get you on, that I watched. And I thought that you did not look out of place at all. Did you pick up a book in early doors?
No.
In that game?
Many people have said this as well.
Right.
I didn't know.
Okay, so that wasn't you?
No.
Because I thought you did.
No,
and I thought, fucking hell,
he's
like,
off here.
well,
Yeah.
It's like, is he going to, not put his foot on the gas so much now? What's his game going to be like?
Yeah.
And I think it was after the first couple of throws that you did, and I thought, well, he won't be able to have a little bit in the dugout with him now, just in case it blows up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I like I said, I just think that there's so much more after watching you, and it sounds hypocritical because I've only watched you properly once.
But even the long throw, though, that, like you just talking about that then, like, you aren't just launching a ball into the box, you're thinking about where you're trying to launch it.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's got a whole artillery of throws.
Mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Flat.
Yeah.
Loopy.
Loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swaz.
Floaty McFloaterson. You
know.
got fucking everything in there.
Yeah.
You know, everything, mate.
Like I say, mate, especially if I can get the ball dry, I can literally throw it anywhere. I think one got measured the other day at 44 yards. I've never measured it before because I don't think I've ever been on telly to measure it.
No.
Remember Rory Delap? They used to have towels around, didn't they? And they used to... some clubs started putting the advertising
Yeah, well,
boards,
you can't use towels anymore.
Yeah.
So then I think he started putting one under his top, didn't he? A little bit of something. Mm-hmm. And then there was is it Furlong?
Darnell Furlong baggies. Yeah.
So someone threw him the jumper, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I've had my brother running down the line with a towel.
Is that okay?
They can't send a fan off, can they?
No.
You might want to bring a towel to the game.
I mean?
What's wrong with that? Wipe his seat.
Say if the ball gets just flicked over, my brother picks it up, dries it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not my fault, is it? Do you know what I mean? So I've tried everything, but people say, Rory Delap's was further, but he could use towels. He could dry it every single time.
Yeah.
So I watched. Obviously, like I say, I'm a Wolves fan, and Brentford have got a long throw as well.
Right.
So what they do with the ball boys put the ball on top of a big cone.
Let it dry out
So
a bit.
under the cone is a towel.
Oh.
So what the ball boys are doing,
Drying it when
he's
they're not
drying
looking.
it.
Yeah.
putting the dry ball back on top.
Clever.
Smart.
And do you know what I mean? So,
Honestly, these
clever.
clubs do a lot.
Oh, mate.
When we had marketing last week and we were talking about pitches and how they're cut and stuff like that.
Incredible.
There's so much fine detail that goes into stuff.
Yeah.
Like thinking of stuff like that. I know, let's do that. Let's get the ball boys to do that. There's so much that people...
Dark arts, mate.
Mate, it's
Dark
bizarre.
arts.
It's because everyone's trying to find them 1% to win the game of football.
And they're so important, aren't they?
Yeah, well,
they are
it's
massive.
like I say, I just mentioned Barnet earlier. When we got done 7, like we got properly done. And they did an analysis on me saying, do not give a throw away in our half. Do not. And I'd never took one throw.
Yeah.
What?
Never
The
took
whole
one
game?
throw, a whole game.
That shows how disciplined as well they are to
Yeah.
make sure they don't give a throw in the half.
And you're going on about how managers, they try and get these small percentages. If you watch the Barnet game, that was the first time we come up against multi-ball with ball boys.
Yeah.
Because they'd asked the league if they could trial it, just so they could get the balls on quick, because they knew how they could potentially beat us, kind of thing. So, like you say, it is bizarre how much detail goes into games of football, even at our level. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Tamworth, we just simplify football.
Yeah, superb.
Mate,
Right, I want to take you all the way back then, mate, if we can.
Yeah.
So let's go where you first found football, first club, how you found it, and your story behind that.
Yeah. So my first remembrance of adult football was when I was 15. So I used to go and watch my dad play for Grenfell of a Great Barway.
Yeah.
So they've got the bare 11 players, I think. So my dad's best mate, Stu, he run the team, and he says, Steve, can you go on the bench today? And my dad's going, well, he's only 15. And I remember Neil, who used to help Stu run the team, was like, he doesn't even look 16 to put him on the bench. So I ended up coming on, playing football, and that was my first real thing where I thought, I can play adults football here. But then I went to Stafford Rangers as like 16, 17-year-old, and I signed a form for Stafford Town. So that was like my first proper adult football. Do you know what I mean? So, and ever since then, I've just slowly like creeped up. So like the age groups at Stafford then went, and then we went to Brockton over Stafford. I think they're at Atherstone's level.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are now.
My mate's doing really well there, to be fair, Alex. Because when I was at Stafford at the 18, as like, I think it was under 18s and under 17s. Like you'd have the old reserve league, so you'd play against like Burton, Worcester, like their reserve teams, and then it all got kind of scrapped, kind of thing. So that was when Brockton come about. So ever since then, I've kind of just worked my way up to like Tipton, and then the manager at Tipton at the time, John Hill, he left and went to Hell's Owen, and that's when it started to get serious.
So no academies or nothing?
No.
I never signed a YTS or a pro or anything. I think I did 12 months at Walsall when I was in year 5 and year 6. I played for the schoolboys. So literally I was playing football every day of the week, apart from like a Wednesday. Because you have your schoolboys one night training, then you train 3 times a week with Walsall, then you play Saturday, Sunday. So over the years, my mum and dad have done some miles in the car kind of thing. And, I'll never be able to thank them enough. But I think as a kid, you just love playing football, don't you? You just want to play football. You don't care. You just go play football. So never really academy. So I just kind of just worked my way up through then.
What a great way to
I,
do it.
I wouldn't change it, mate.
Nah,
I wouldn't.
No way.
That playing as a 15-year-old, I actually played centre midfield with my dad. That's...
Oh, mate, you can't...
Do you know what I mean? Like, you have all
class.
your FA Cup runs, but that's one of the best moments.
Was he decent?
My dad was a good player, he always tells me, fucking hell, I could still play in your team if I day drink and find beer. Honestly, he's the old Dr. Martin's League. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think it was Ettinshaw he used to play for.
Yeah.
And, he used to think he was a millionaire getting 20 quid. And then he did his Achilles and it all went downhill. He got fat and Started eating curries, and that was the end of the world, mate.
Does he come and watch you play like every week?
Doesn't miss a game.
Yeah, I love that. Fair play.
Doesn't miss a game. Like, I don't know whether you've seen the picture. Like, he's the first one I've run to. When we win, and it was funny enough on Friday. He was like, all the build up to the game. You know, I've been back in the team now about 7 or 8 games, and he's going, just keep playing well. And then the draw comes back. He says, we need a man of the match. We need a man of the match, so you're in the team for the big one. And I never got one. And it's the first time on Friday night that I got man of the match at Tamworth. And I was there like the 2 COVID seasons. So I was there, and I never got man of the match in them few games. I never got one last season. And he says, it's a fucking big game tonight. Man of the match would be lovely. And then you half hear it, but you don't really know who's got it. Like when they announce it, kind of thing. Yeah. And then, you know, at the end of the game, I just run to him, and he's like, "You're fucking brilliant, son. You're fucking..." Like, mate, he doesn't miss a game. Like I say, he's been to Gateshead, he's been to Torquay. Doesn't miss a game.
Those are the things as well. Like you said, like you wouldn't change that. Like that's what's so good. Like, especially when you can share that. Like
100%.
Share that with like your dad or a family person. Like, it's amazing because when like you do hang up your boots, you can always go, fucking hell, Dad, remember when I had this, or remember when we played together, remember, or let's go to a game and fucking reminisce about something, and like it's, I never had that, and like you've had it with your brother, which must be quite nice and stuff, and your dad, I suppose. Like,
I never got to play with my dad, but he always reminds me that he was the best out of the 3 of us. He always reminds me that.
That's what dads are there for, mate. I've got 2 brothers, and he says exactly the same to me.
He was very critical. My dad was. He wouldn't
have to be though. Makes you better.
Absolutely. He wouldn't tell me what I'd done wrong, but I remember one game I scored an hat-trick one game, and he still told me everything that I did wrong. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. And 100%.
And I think I've said this on the pod before. I scored a penalty once. I made my debut for a team, and I scored a penalty, and it was to win us the game. And one of the parents went to him, "Hey, you played really well today, you did, Pete." And my old man just turned to her and went, "Yeah, I'll have an extra spud on his plate tonight." That's all. And I just thought, no wonder I was a fat little bastard.
not that extra £5 pocket money and extra spud.
No, do you know, class. We're branching off here, but I don't care. I get that people do that. Yeah. If ever I have kids, no money involved, mate. Yeah. It's you play, and I've said this, and we said this last week, didn't we? I'm envy of all these guests that we get on here because the money's great. Don't get me wrong. I'll fucking play for free, mate. I love football that much. I love 100%. It.
If someone said to me, like you said, don't get me wrong, the money's good.
Yeah.
But if someone said to me, "You're going to play today, but we're not paying you," I'd say that's fine. And they said, "But if you sit on the bench," I said, "Well, I want paying then if I'm sitting on the bench because I'm coming all week to play. If I'm not going to play, I need something back." Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I love football. Like I say, I look on YouTube all the time. Yeah. My missus goes mad at me. Like when she comes to the game, like, and then I'll get back in bed on the Saturday night, and she go, "I've just watched this. What do I want to watch it again for?" I says, "Yeah, but I ain't watched it. No, I want to do it." Like I got back in bed on Friday night, and it was on BBC iPlayer. And she says, because she's just about to drop, so she didn't come on Friday. Yeah. And she went, "I've just watched this exactly the same thing." I says, "Yeah, but I haven't watched it."
Not from this view, no. That's it.
Because I'm just going, I don't actually remember heading that ball, or I don't remember making that tackle. It's so mad. Yeah. Mate, it's bizarre. But yeah, it's a great game, mate.
How was your time at Hell's Owen then? Obviously you went with someone who you knew. Yeah. How was that time at Hell's Owen? A big club, Hell's Owen.
Yeah, so when I went to Hell's Owen, I was a postman at the time.
Right.
And it was around the time where the Post had just started to say, "We need you to start working till like 12, 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon."
Ooh, tight.
So I went, well, there's my 7 days notice. Because like I say, I love football. Yeah, fair play. I just started getting, I think it was 50 quid in a brown envelope, and you think you're a fucking millionaire, don't you? You go, fucking 50 quid. A few beer tokens.
That's it.
Trevor Burrows has just got me onto the Guinness as well. So I started on half a Guinness and black in the Yelts bar. Yeah. And ever since then, mate, I say to my missus, because my missus' birthday is Boxing Day, I say, "We're going to Dublin every day, every year for your birthday."
Great place, mate.
I love it. Yeah. Mate, don't get me wrong, I'm going off football here. Just sitting in a bar with some crap singer playing,
Yeah.
drinking Guinness. Do you know what I mean? I
You
think
don't have
it's
black in it no more, though, do you?
I do, yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, I've got a very
I bet they turn the
sweet,
nose
tough-
up in Dublin for that. I don't think you need it over there.
You're probably right, but it's just, I just love it. It's
Yeah, once you like it, you can't go.
Nah, you can't go back.
Can't go back.
You can't go back. But I drink in the Village Hotel at Junction 10. I don't know whether you know it, but it's a good pint of Guinness in there as well. If you ever,
They do a good pint of Guinness in here as well.
They do.
Do
And
they?
I'll tell you where else, over the road there, the Market Tavern, and I said this the other day. I'll tell you what I had a pint of, because I'm a big fan of Guinness. I had a pint of Conor McGregor's Stout Forged. I'm telling you now.
Never seen that.
I'm telling you now.
Good.
It's fucking better than Guinness. I
How
can't believe
far are we from Tamworth ground here?
It's 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
Might have to pop in.
Literally down the
On
A5.
Saturday
It's
night.
literally down the
it's-
A5. Yeah,
honestly,
it's
mate,
literally
it's
15.
the Forged
Yeah.
is fucking
I've
incredible.
heard about his Forge.
Good, mate.
Yeah.
I've obviously seen him over social media. I didn't realise he got a stout, but
Yeah, mate.
definitely
He's got the whiskey and a stout now.
I've seen the whiskey.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we actually won step 4 when I was at Hell's Mate, it was just like I said. That was when I just started to get into proper football. It was class, to be fair, because I got my 2 best mates there. I got Christian Green, who's played at Tamworth. He's at Calcer now, and Curtis Tilt, who's now at Salford. And we were like inseparable, like the 3 of us. Like it got to a point where people started calling us an Oreo. You know what I mean? And I'm going, it was class. We've had the same group chat for years, but yeah, it was class, mate. Especially when you're winning as well, and it was really good. Like I say, not many people get to win leagues. I've been fortunate enough to win 2, and come close and had some good times. But winning trophies is good. So yeah, it was class. I owe a lot to John Hill as well, because he was the one that took me there. Really nice bloke. It's a shame that he supports the Albion, but
Hey, nothing wrong with that, son.
no, not another one.
Yeah, another one, unfortunately.
But yeah, it was good, mate. Then they get the fans there, like you.
It's mad,
you
isn't
can
it?
get thousands. Like when they play Stourbridge in the number 9
Oh,
derby,
they're active, mate.
mate, it's
Yeah.
rammed. I'm telling you, people are asking you for tickets because there's no paying on the gate. Do you know what I mean? If you want to get in, you need a ticket. But yeah, it was class. I loved it. You know, I think they're on a little bit of an upward curve again.
Yeah,
I think they've got
yeah.
a little bit more backing about them and stuff. And Penner's doing a good job. I think they went joint top last night.
That's it.
Whoever does the social media
class.
on it, the Twitters are fucking genius. All
Is
their
it?
mate, their tweets are fucking hilarious. I don't know if you've
I've
seen
seen
them.
a few of them.
Yeah, very good, mate.
I saw the one about the guy who scored, and they're like something about. I think they must have related something with Tamworth going, oh, well, we can do it better as well, or something like that. And
Yeah.
he scored a worldie. Kieran Donnelly, maybe?
Yeah, I think
Connolly?
he got hat-trick last night.
Scored-
He scored
scored-
91st minute on the weekend, I think, to win them the game.
That's what it was,
But
yeah.
he was good, mate. Els Owens class, good club, good people, and a lot of fans as well.
We want to take you onto Stourbridge if we can.
Yeah.
So you had a few spells
Yeah.
at Stourbridge. What kept you going back there then? So if you can tell us where the Spouts were,
Yeah.
and how come you kept going back?
Yeah, so Gary Aki is one of the nicest blokes in football. Again, an Albion fan. I'm not going to say nothing. But he still texts me now. So does John Hill, to be fair. Really good blokes. But I don't know, Gaz just kept pulling you back. And at the time, like I said, Christian had moved there as well, so it's quite an easy transition. Andy Pountney, top chairman, top guy, will do anything for you. You know, the one time I was trying to get a job with him because that's how much of a good bloke he was. The staff there, my dad used to get on with all Jim, who does the coaches and stuff. It's just a good place. And sometimes you just play good football there.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. You know, there's no point. I weren't a massive fan of jumping from club to club, but sometimes your hand's forced, and that's why I kept going back there, because So I played well, and I got moved to Telford, who was struggling in the Conference North at the time, with Rob and Larry. And I think I played the first 5 or 6 games. Then I found myself out the squad, then back in, and it was I weren't getting no fitness.
How old were you at the time?
That is a very good question. That's something I'd probably have to Google.
So I looked into your Telford, and I think you just missed out on Rob Edwards being the manager as
Yes,
well.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when Jazz was there, to be fair.
Yeah, that's when Jazz was there, yeah.
I did miss out, which is a bit nice, because they had a load of Wolves lads start coming there, didn't they? I've actually still got a coat from when they just started going to Telford. So we trained there on the Tuesday night. They must have played there on the Monday or something, and they left a subs coat on there. So I've still got it in my car. But yeah, I got to move to Telford from Stourbridge. Then it kind of petered out, and I think at the time Stourbridge were potentially going to get in the playoffs or win the league. So I went back. Gaz was class again. You know, one of the best guys, and played good football. I think we missed out on the playoffs. I'm pretty sure we did.
They've always been up there, haven't they?
Always.
Stourbridge have always been a tough team. They've always been a good team. They've always been up there.
Yeah.
They've always had top players as well.
Yeah.
Like when I was physio with Barwell, I remember going over to Stourbridge. And it's a strange place. You've been to Stourbridge. It's like half a stadium because it's on the cricket ground.
Yeah, so it's three-sided.
It's three-sided.
The cricket pitch is there as well.
The cricket pitch is there, so it's a bit strange, but it's such a tough place to go as well. You used to have like people like Bembo played there.
Mate, we've had some good players down there. Like I say, we had a good FA Cup run the one season. We got to the third round.
Yeah.
So we beat Northampton in the second round at home. What a night that was. Jack Duggan scored. We won 1-0.
That's it. Jack Duggan is a big name as well there.
Yeah. Big meathead centre half. He split my boots as well, the bastard. He still owes me a pair of Nike CTRs.
Come on, mate. Pay up. Was he going to get a move?
Duggan?
Yeah, wasn't he? I swear he wasn't. So. Someone from Stourbridge, like, after the FA Cup, was linked with like Birmingham or somewhere.
No, it was Dan Scarr. He got a move.
Scarr, that's
Scarr
it.
got a move to Birmingham.
Dan Scarr. He was there.
Scott and
he's at Wrexham now.
Yeah, he's at Wrexham.
Wow.
He was at Plymouth. Now he's at Wrexham, but he got Yeah,
what it was, he went from that FA Cup run because he was still young enough to play in Birmingham 21s. Yeah. Birmingham signed him. And then he went out on loan to Wickham, did really well. Because he scored our goal in that game, so probably got him a move, to be fair.
Mate,
he was class. He was good. You did. He's very good. He's very good, to be fair. He's probably 6'4", fucking looks immaculate. Not a piece of fat on him. You know, and I don't know if he does it because he loves a Madrid, by the way.
If you're listening, Dan, come on, I've got one sat right here.
I'll get him on. But he's a good guy. Like I say, we still speak. There's a lot of us still speak to each other from them Stourbridge days.
That's what football does, though, doesn't it?
It brings you mates.
Yeah.
Loads of mates.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could probably say I went out in Birmingham now. Not that I would because I think it's a dive, but you'd probably see someone that you've played football against.
Yeah, mate.
And you probably just end up having a beer with them or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I say, I go to the village. It's like a meeting point for non-league.
Yeah.
Everybody's in there.
Maybe we need to go there.
Yeah, we do.
Mate, if you set yourself up in the corner or the V-Works room, you could just do a podcast on a Saturday night, I promise you. Because there's always somebody in there, mate.
When we say we're going to do something, mate, we fucking do it. So we will.
Honestly, it's class in there. What's
been like your favourite memory at Stourbridge? Because you've had quite a few spells there, and like you're talking about now, and like the people you've been with, and the what would be a standout memory there?
It's probably not on the football side, to be fair.
That's fair enough.
Though.
So basically, we were meant to play Northampton, like I just said. So it got called off because at Stourbridge, like you've just said, it's three-sided. On the one side, the sun doesn't get to about, it's probably like 20 yards by 5 yards. It doesn't get from where the stand is. The sun doesn't get to it, so that froze. So that day after Northampton got called off, they were all there. Robert Page was the manager at the time. And the players didn't actually turn up. All the kit was there, actually. And because the game got called off, we just got wankered in the bar. Mm-hmm. You got, like, God bless him, Dodsey. He's got his big speaker on there with his top off. You're getting videos afterwards, mate, and everyone is just smashed. And that's one of the best memories, and that's what kind of club it was. The fans would be in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The game just got called off. We probably got a game on the Monday night because we played on Monday nights at the time. Yeah. But mate, they must have made some money that night because everybody was smashed. People were on the mic in the speaker singing stupid songs. All the fans were in there. It was fucking bonkers, mate.
Sometimes, I know what you're saying, like, it weren't a football one, but like, those memories, though, they are class. Yeah. Those times are 100%. Just like things you do remember, and you get to like think back and go.
Well, we've had it. Some of our best times at step 6 and step 5 were on the bus, in
Class.
the what's it called?
Services,
all sorts of stuff
Yeah.
like the nights out, you know, the breakfasts in the morning when we'd all meet as a management group.
Yeah.
They're sometimes the fucking best times, I feel.
Yeah, I
the
agree.
football's great.
Yeah.
And them memories that you make on the football pitch, it's like I said to you before, Tom, sometimes you big up a game and then it's not what you expect it to be. It's the little things like that, I think, that make football.
Yeah.
The things off the pitch,
Yeah.
I feel.
It's like I say, mate. Have you ever come across Trevor Burrows?
I've heard the name.
So he's got to be close to 70 now.
Right.
He's with Liam McDonald at Stourbridge at the minute.
Right, okay.
I'm not sure what his job title is, but I think he's just entertainer.
Yeah.
Because he's got this boot bag, and he was at Hell's Owen with Bonky. He's got this boot bag, and he's got cards in there. He's got everything in there, but he's got this whistle, and he's got his some buzz journeys, mate. He's got his top off, and he's got this whistle in his mouth, and he's just doing this all down the coach. And we're going, what? Trev, you are nearly, at the prime, you're nearly 50. Now you're 55. Now you're nearly 60, mate. But he doesn't stop. Trevor Burrows, he's class.
Fair play.
Maybe
Maybe we need to get him on.
Class on a bus.
When you say you had a boot bag of stuff, I can imagine getting like a briefcase out, opens it up, and there's all these compartments fold out with whistles, games, drinking things, and all this, and gets his whistle out, polishes it.
Yeah,
let's go.
He used to do the fines at the time, so we got a notebook in there. But if you left anything, it was in this boot bag, mate. He'd get everything in this boot bag. That's fucking class, Trev. Coach Journey's Trevor Burrows. He'd be on there.
Coach Journeys they are good, aren't they?
So obviously you said you had little stouts at academies and stuff when we numbers, but when you were younger. But we just want to pick your brains on this. So you've played at all different leagues and levels, right? So how does the non-league game differ in like the higher divisions as you go up and stuff like that? Do you feel?
Well, they're just the league that we're in at the minute. It's a lot more professional.
Right.
There's a lot more different formations. The players are obviously better, but what it is, I've noticed as well. So if you're say a Premier League or a Championship club, and you want your under 21s to get men's football, you'd send them to the National League North or National League. Whereas if you're maybe step 3, step 4, you're probably only getting really young kids. Whereas at this level now, they're the next best thing. Do you know what I mean? So these under 21s that they think can potentially get into the first team, they're going to be at this level at the National League, and mate, some of them are good, good. And I'm going to myself as a 33-year-old, I'm going, he's 17, 18, I've got to chase this fucker around the pitch. It's like we played the Newcastle under 21s last night in this National League Cup. And there were some of them were like 17, 18, and I'm going, fuck it.
I'm going to see you again soon.
You are quick.
Yeah.
You are quick. And I was I'll come off at half time, and I was speaking to some of the subs when I was doing a cool down, and I says, lads, just get yourself on loan to some good clubs. And play men's football. And that's probably the difference. Not as I'm not saying that the players that are not from Premier League clubs aren't good, because there's some very good players that are coming down the level, like at Aldershot. You got James Henry, who used to play for the Wolves. I think he went to Millwall after it, but he put a free kick in the top corner in like the 93rd minute. I'm going, that's just fucking class. You lose class. Do you know what I mean? So you've got a mixture of very, very good players at every age group, and I think that's what makes it so good, but so difficult at the same time.
I think that's such great. I think that's such great advice he said there. And fair play for you, doing it, saying, lads, get yourself in men's. But I think it's so important. I think the academy stuff you can get so wrapped in it.
Yeah.
You can get, and once you get released, and I've seen it happen, players have been released and they're like, shit, what next?
Over now,
What next? And then it's like they go to a non-league club because automatically they're going to go, well, you've been in the academy, come on loan, come on a trial, and they can't hack it.
Yeah, mate,
and it's like, wow,
a perfect example. So when I was at Elzo, and we had a lad released from Shrewsbury called Elliot Turner.
I think I recognise that name.
Very, very good player. Now all of a sudden he's younger than me and he's not playing, but what he's done, because he got his head so inside the game and he loved football, he followed you know that Michael Schumacher who was at Stoke and Plymouth.
Yeah.
So now he's like his S&C coach.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But he literally fell out from Shrewsbury, went to Hell's Owen, and within, I'm going to say, max 3 years, he's not playing football. Do you know what I mean? So you just fall out the game so quickly. But I think it's definitely important for these, you know, these good players. What it is with academies, they're scared of missing out on the next best thing.
Yeah.
So what they're doing, they're just taking players from everywhere, hoping they're going to get the next best thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I say, we played the under-21s from Newcastle last night, and I was speaking to some of their lads, and some had come from Birmingham, some had come from Wolves, some had come from Ajax or AC Milan. Do you know what I mean? It's because they're just getting so many young lads who can play in these academies to just play, just so they can play in these PL2 or PL1 or whatever it is that they're playing. But men's football is proper men's football. It's like, you've seen the way we play. We're going to put it on you. You're coming up against some big boys, do you know what I mean? And that's what toughens you up.
Yeah, 100%.
And will make you a better player, 100%. I don't care what anybody says.
Let's not beat around the bush here. We say we're going to put it on you, but there's still an element of skill. And there's still an element of, you know...
Yeah.
I still feel like sometimes, like, we've been and watched non-league games from step one all the way down, and you do see a change in the level. You do. It's just like I said to you. We come and watch you guys against Brackley when they beat you 3-0. Was it 3-0?
Yeah, you could have won.
Towards the end.
You could have won the league, yeah.
I was on the bench, that's why we lost.
Yeah.
Didn't use the long throw, mate.
But like I said to you, didn't I, on the side? So we're talking, what was that, step 2 at the time?
Yeah.
I said, the difference that I've seen, Cookie, with step 6 to step 2, in that per se, is at that level of football, the higher you go, they do what they do in step 6, but they just do it more efficiently.
Yeah,
And it's
quicker.
fine margins.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a brilliant game to come and watch, because I know it weren't so good for you because you lost.
Yeah.
But I watched Brackley fucking load the ball out to the right-hand side to George Carlisle.
Yeah.
He fucking won every single header.
Yeah.
It was a knockdown, and then it was just fucking play from there.
Yeah.
And the keeper got it on his head every single time.
Yeah.
Like,
George is good in there. Like asking about my teams, like when I went to Solihull, George was one that come there, and that was something that we worked on because we knew how good George was in the air.
how did you find your time at Solihull?
Disappointing, but an eye opener.
Was that?
Yeah, because I've come back into the same league this year. I knew what to expect.
Okay.
I knew they were going to be strong, quick. So I knew I had to be better.
Yeah.
So that learned me that. We played Boreham Wood away, and they were top of the league at the time when I was at Solihull, and they were all 6'4".
Yeah.
And I'm going,
Yeah, big boys, aren't they?
fucking hell. And I knew they were bigger than me. Do you know what I mean? So it was an eye opener, and I knew coming back that I'd have to be stronger this time around.
Were you at Solihull with Liam McDonald as manager?
Yeah.
How did you find that? Because that was he was quite young when he went into that, weren't he?
Yeah. Because he did well at Hensford, didn't
Yeah.
he? What it was at the time, I think Solihull they weren't struggling financially, but they were told, everyone was saying you're going to be 24.
Yeah,
Simple as that, you're going down. So what Liam did was, we had a lot of players from like step 3. He tried to take the best players from step 3.
Yeah.
Get them in with like a few loans and a few experienced boys, and that was very tough. Like I say, it was very tough. I think I only made 3 appearances, which as a player you want to play every game.
Yeah.
But until you're on the pitch, you don't actually understand how hard it is. Like I say, I come on against Leyton Orient, and I think I set our goal up for Dapo. We ended up losing 3-1, and then we played Tramley. Was it Tramley? Yeah, because Andy Cook, big striker, and there's at Bradford.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never
bangs
forget.
in goals, he does.
Yeah, every level he scores goals.
Crazy.
And I remember like he was running and he was trying to make a run, and I've just tried to nudge him, and he's gone, "Don't try that, little boy." I'm going, all right. So that's when I knew I was little kind of thing. And then like I say, we played Boreham Wood. They were all fucking massive. They were playing 3-5-2. I was trying to jump. They were just get out of the way.
Swatting you.
Yeah, it was mad. But yeah, it was tough. But Solihull ended up staying up in the end, and maybe it is what it is. They stayed up. So, but Liam did have a tough time, but Liam's now a better manager for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I played for him at Rushall at the start of the season last year, and Rushall ended up staying up.
Yeah.
You know, people can say what they want, but Liam kept Rushall up.
Yeah, I
Simple
agree.
as that.
I'm just looking at this now, like I just find it crazy. So we spoke about Stafford, Solihull Moors, other ones that you've had, Alvechurch, back to Stafford Rangers, Rushall, and it mad how many teams are in that sort of circle, in that little area in the Midlands. I find it absolutely crazy. So let's talk about Alvechurch, back to Stafford Rangers and Rushall, if we can.
Yeah.
How was all your times there, and how did you find that?
I probably played my best football at Stafford.
Yeah.
I think that's because I probably played in my favoured position.
Right.
Like I scored 10 plus goals like for the 2 seasons I was there. Got numerous amounts of assists. But it was good. Stafford's, like I say, when I was there as a kid, Steve Ball was the manager for a small period of the first team.
What a name.
Yeah.
Person.
Yeah.
He went into management.
Yeah, and I remember him coming into one of the reserves games saying, if you're fucking old enough, you're good enough. Simple as that, and I'll never forget that.
He gave me some advice. I met him once, and he said about, I said, I'm the physio for Aviston. He did like a Aviston fan event thing, and I was like, I'm the physio. He goes, best advice, make sure it hurts some. He goes, if they're screaming, it's working. And I was like, cheers, Steve.
Yeah. Proper, he's
proper like old school.
He's probably, because I'm, like I say, a Wolves fan. He's my dad's hero, so that was class for me, to be fair. And it was on, me and my dad took me one Tuesday night. It was the old Setanta Sports.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you used to get, and the National League games used to be on there. And I said to my dad, Dad, I want to play on this pitch one time, like as a first team player. So eventually I got to do it, and I played some good football. So that was good. Alvechurch, we got to the playoffs under Pee Wee. That was good, and Kings Lynn were just too strong for us that day.
You played for some similar managers, haven't you? Like Pete and like Liam.
Yeah.
And it's like do you find that like once you meet a manager, they like you, you like them, you do tend to go to similar clubs that they go to just because that trust is already there?
I think that happens at any level, though, doesn't it? If you look at Ten Hag, who's just got sacked from he took loads of Ajax players because he knows players. You know what I mean? He knows how he works and stuff. I think sometimes it's just football, but managers like players, players like managers, and you get to know. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I say, my mate Christian, he played for Liam at Rushall as well. Do you know what I mean? He probably could have gone to Stourbridge this year, but he just didn't want to. That's just how football works. Sometimes you find you like the way someone works.
And I think as well that it's a lot more authentic in non-league. I feel that you really get to know your first team gaffer.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard for me to say because I've never been in and around it, but you look at these higher league clubs, Prem, Championship, league football, and you watch the documentaries. I've watched the Tottenham one, the Arsenal one, the Sunderland one. It seems like it looks more like a business there, and it's like a job.
Yeah.
Whereas, at non-league, you can sit and have a beer with the fans and you can talk about your game.
Yeah.
You can sit and meet the manager and have a beer with him or do whatever, and I find it more authentic. That's why I love non-league.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Community,
I think it's good, yeah. Like I say, win, lose or draw, you can go and have a beer and you can talk about whether you were shit or not.
Yeah, or,
you know
or even things that are not relevant to football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can fucking talk about anything. Yeah. It's why it's fucking superb. I fucking love it. I do.
Yeah, I do.
Continue with Alvechurch. Did you enjoy that there though, even though you did miss out?
Like I say, I love winning games of football.
Yeah.
So if I'm winning games of football, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? And when I went there, I'd just come back from an ankle operation, so I was probably carrying a little bit of weight. So it got me back fit again, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I did enjoy it. Rich Thorndike, another top guy. Another top guy. I think they're like a hybrid full time thing now. Alvechurch.
Yeah, we had Jimmy Fry on. when he first got the job, and he spoke about it, and it's another good club doing good things.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do everything the right as well. I think they're struggling a little bit with planning permission to sell the ground so they can move to the Hayes, something along them lines. But they're trying to do the right things. They want to progress.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good. It's a good club.
What about Rushall then? How was that?
We're up against it.
Were you in the team when you got promoted?
No.
So that was. Would you have left by then?
No, I'd gone when they went to the National League North.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
So what it was, I had a bit of a bad time at Stafford towards the end. So what it was with Stafford, I was told that in my contract the option was going to be in my favour.
This bloody option.
We've had it before,
mate.
Before.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a fucking nightmare. Anybody do not sign an option unless you've got it in concrete writing that it's your option.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Do you know what I mean? So that happened. I was lied to, and eventually I managed to get out.
Yeah.
So I missed a couple of weeks of the season. They finally decided to cancel my contract because they took it up without me actually signing anything, the option. So I got out of it and I phoned Liam and I says, Liam, I'm now available. I feel like I can play in the Conference North. He says, okay, let me get back to you. Next day, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to them, and that was when I got my first start after about 4 or 5 games, and I think I scored against Scarborough and we won. I'll never forget, because I always do a little bit where I don't drink from the start of the season. So I said to my missus, I says, if we win and I score, I'm having a drink. And I did the same this season. I says, if I score and we win, I'm going to have a drink. So that's what it was. But because Rushall is such a small club, financially for them to compete against your Chesters, you know, teams who have even gone up like this season, like Radcliffe, I think they're going to be more financially backed than Rushall. So I think they rely on a lot of good loans. So when I was there, we had Ram from Warsaw, who helped them a lot. And then towards the end of the season, when I left, they got Owen Aseni, who's now gone to Gateshead. So they've proved that they can play at that level. But it is tough for them. But Nick and John do a fantastic job.
Yeah, the two chairmen.
Yeah.
So
I've got, I still speak to Andy, the kit man, who does a lot. His wife Nicola does a lot for the club as well. So it's another good club. But
trying to do good things.
Yeah,
and the right
100%.
things in it,
It's a good setup there. We play there. It's a good setup.
It is. It's another 4G pitch.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do things the right way. They will not go, there's 600 quid for a player like some teams would. Do you know what I mean? They just won't do it. So I hope they stay up. I know they're finding it tough again this year. But it's a good club, there's always something going on down there. Whether it's a Friday night when they've got a comedian on or something, they're trying to do the right things, and I wish them nothing but the best, honestly, because they're good people.
Out of these clubs, and we won't name Tamworth, I reckon I'm probably going to know the answer.
Yeah.
Which one's been like the craziest and best dressing room you've been a part of?
That is so. I knew this question would come at some point, bro. I've never had an
We
answer.
love dressing room talk.
Yeah,
Dressing it's so important, though, isn't it?
It is. Like I'm gonna have to say, Hell's Owen.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, just because I played with my 2 best mates.
Yeah. Fair
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So our missus always just, but you see them 2 more than you see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're only going to football. So if we wanted to go out on a Saturday night after we'd just picked up our little brown envelope, I was like, you've been with them all week, Tuesday, Thursday, you've been with them all. Yeah, but I've only been at football, you know what I mean? I want to let my hair down when I've got some, but yeah, it was crazy. So that was probably but Stourbridge was a good dressing room. Like I was with Christian then, but we got some good funny people. Stu Pierpoint, good mate, top guy. We had Carl Hawley, Justin Richards, top pros who'd had some good careers. But no, it would probably have to be Alzo for that reason.
Winning is fantastic, but
Yeah.
when you win with your mates and your family,
Class.
nothing bad, mate.
Class.
Yeah.
I'll never ever forget Belper away at Step 4. got my best mates, my family on the side. Do you know what I mean? It was just a great day, and like I say, winning is the best feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
And even better with good people there.
Definitely. I want to go back to Tamworth. How did it end up joining Tamworth from Rushall? How did that come about?
So because I was non-contract at Rushall, it was just a case of 7 days.
Right.
So at the time, like I say, when I left Stafford, because I know Jazz, like he was like, "Oh, come to us," but because I gave my word to Rushall, I'm an honest guy. I would not go back on my word. So I says, "Jazz, I'm sorry." Do you know what I mean?
Is that quite a big thing then? Sorry to interrupt. Where like Jazz will go, come in. Do you reckon he already spoke to the manager and saying, "I've got someone who's going to be really good for us. Shall I have a chat with him?"
Possibly. I don't know. You'd probably have to ask Jazz that
I don't know. It's
question.
just like interesting when you say that. Oh, I've spoke to this player. He said, "Come down." It's like, well, has that conversation happened between the manager, or is he?
I think so. I think,
Players
conversations.
vouch for a lot of other players, don't they?
Yeah.
Mate, it's massive in non-league, mate. And the thing is as well, you'll get vice versa.
Yeah.
So you'll get managers go to players, "Oi, get your mate in."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then sometimes it's a
Yeah.
little bit like, "Fucking hell, he's going to take my spot." Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Why would I get him in?
You kind of have to be careful because you can get done for an illegal approach, can't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why the 7 day rule is there. But it was never a case of, the gaffer at Tamworth never actually phoned me and says, "I'm putting 7 days in for you. Here's an offer. This is what we're going to..." It was never that case.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It was more of a case of Jazzy's my mate. Christian was there at Rushall at the time. He was my mate. So I kind of like I say, I'm an honest guy, so I want things done properly. Do you know what I mean? I'd never
100%,
bad word anybody about
100%.
anything kind of thing. But it was just a case of 7 days from Tamworth, and we won the league. So it was probably what. Like,
How was that coming in part way through? Because when did you come in? Like the November time, November, December
the
one.
end of October.
End of
I think.
October.
Yeah, something like that.
How did you find it coming into the group that had already come up from step 3?
Yeah.
They're now in National League North.
Yeah.
Doing very, very well. How did you find coming into that group when there's already a buzz around the place?
Yeah, so obviously Rushall have kind of got the same thing because they've gone up as well, if not probably a little bit better, because some people say that the playoffs is the best way to get promoted. So there was a good buzz about both places, but when I went to Tamworth, what it was, they got a few injuries at the time, so it was kind of just waiting my chance to get in. We played Brackley on a Tuesday night, and we won. So because I've already got a winning mentality in me, like when I went to Tamworth, they were constantly winning. Do you know what I mean? It was a good feeling, and you just start slowly creeping up the league. Then all of a sudden, you're top of the league, and you're going, "Ooh, don't get ahead of yourself." But we played Warrington away on a Tuesday night.
Cool.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not actually that bad, Warrington, to get to. No, it's literally straight up the M6, and it's probably 5, max 10 minutes off the motorway. Okay. So if you can get a good run on the M6, Warrington's probably fine. Hour and 15, max.
Oh, not too bad.
Do you know what I mean? So
it sounds worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but we won 3. I think it was 3-0, and that's when we started to believe we've got half a chance here at doing something.
One thing that I want to ask you is, because I might be getting my times mixed up here. When you first went to Tamworth, was it the gaffer that's there now?
No, it was Andy and Smudger.
Okay.
Andy Morale?
No.
Andy...
Dan's something...
Andy Deslage, then?
That's him.
Who is now at
Barwell. Yeah.
Because we saw him,
with Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was at Basford, wasn't he, at the start of the season?
Yeah.
Because I think he does the under-18s at Basford.
I think so, yeah.
I think he's at... I think he's at a league club.
He does a bit for Derby, I think.
Yeah, somewhere like that, I'm pretty sure.
But he definitely retweets a lot of stuff on Twitter about Basford under-18s.
He does, yeah. How... Yeah, what was you...
It just... Yeah. It was in my head. I thought, was it the gaffer that's there now? But I swear he came in halfway through last season when they got promoted. I might be wrong.
Yes, no. So the gaffer now Peaksy. He come in during step 3 when they got the season before they got promoted, because they
Right.
were bottom of the league, and
He was at Rushden, wasn't he?
He was at Rushden, so I think Rushden were like 7th at the time. So for him to go to Tamworth, who were like 20th, I think was a big call for him. But it's reaped its rewards, because season later they got promoted.
He's done well. He's like Pete.
Mate, he's class.
He's had like.
Mate, he's like a teacher, isn't he?
So I think he works some kind of capacity in teaching, or in a college type thing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've never really asked him, but
He's a good gaffer. He's had a good journey up as well. Like you said, Russian and Diamond, like rising through those levels. Like it's another incredible thing.
He seems like it through his interviews and stuff as well. He seems like a really genuine, honest guy
proper
as
guy.
well.
Proper guy.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've just spoke to him on the way here just for 2 minutes. We've had a 2-minute conversation. That's all we need, because we've got our points across to each other.
How do you find his style of management? Like, does he really work for you in terms of? Is he hands on? Is he?
No, not really. It's a lot of the coaching is Champs and Tim, really good coaches. Get the fundamentals right, and get better at your bloke who you're playing up against. Simple as that. And the gaffer says what he needs to say, picks a team, and we just go out and do our best.
Yeah.
It simplifies football.
It's a good,
That's
and
it.
that's a good way to do it, isn't it?
I want to dig into you a little bit though, Tom. What type of player are you? Are you when you get a bollock and you can take it, or are you need an arm round you?
Yeah, if you're shouting at me, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off, but I know you're right.
Right. Okay.
I'll take it in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just because I love football and I want to get better.
Yeah.
So, people always say, "Oh, we only see the long throw." So they say, "Oh, you're fucking shit. You just throw it." Don't care what you say. All that matters to me is my dad's opinion and my manager's opinion. Who's managing me?
Yeah.
Anyone else can do one.
Fair play.
Doesn't bother me.
Definitely.
Just aggressive.
Yeah.
Just going to get the better of my man by being aggressive. And then if I can affect games of football with a throw or winning, I love second balls.
Yeah.
So after the game on Friday, there's like, you picked up every second ball. I was like, don't remember.
That's important, though, isn't it?
Yeah, second
Oh,
balls.
mate. Win a knock on, mate, and you fucking flying.
Yeah, and I'm not going to take no risks. It's like we played pre-season and we played Russia and we drew 5-5, and we lost some of the centre midfielders first half, lost the ball on our 18-yard box, and they scored. That don't happen to me because I'm just fucking it off. I'm just hooking it.
Always been like that. Like
Yeah.
you said I can't remember which team it was for, but you said you were scoring 10 goals a season.
Yeah.
Further up the pitch, then I'll take it.
Yeah. At Stafford, we kind of play with 2 8s rather than
Okay.
2 4s and a 10.
Yeah.
So I was a number 8. And
Do you think that's age that's...
No, I think it was just circumstances at Tamworth.
Okay.
Because we got Nathan Shakuna, who you said
Yeah,
was top player.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to replace him.
Yeah.
And then we got Jamie Jellis, who's now at Warsaw.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to play him. So I said to my dad, I think my first game was Bishop Stortford away on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So come on, played a little bit deeper. So I went home and I said to my dad, I think I'm going to be playing a little bit deeper. So then I had to adapt my game.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm playing on the pitch, I don't care where I play. I will try my best. It's like when I was at Stourbridge, we played Leamington in the FA Trophy. We got no right back. So when you get called in by the gaffer, you usually think you've been bombed.
Yeah.
So he went today. He says, "Can you do a job at right back?" So this is where I played for Walsall as a kid. So I said, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm the best. I've been the best right back in the borough at Walsall for years, just having a laugh." And I had a really good game. We beat Leamington. So like I say, I don't care where I play as long as I play.
Yeah.
When Ian Lung was at
effective.
Stourbridge, I played every position apart from striker and keeper. I played like left of a 3, centre half. I played left wing back, right wing back, centre midfield as a 10. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just
But that shows like if you're on the pitch, that's your position. But you could affect the game. You can affect the game from centre mid because you might find yourself in that position, so you can still do that, or you can still affect the game.
You normally find that though, your deeper line midfielders or your deeper pivots, can always play. It's weird. Can always play a fullback.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like two completely different perspectives.
So I'm going to ask you a question now.
Go on.
How come a right back can play left back, but a left back can't play right back?
Ooh.
I don't get it. Do you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is now, you look at the game now, and we have this chat quite a lot on the pod about, like, especially with the under 18s that I do now, and you see it in the higher levels, the Prem and stuff like that, like Trent, these like inverted fullbacks that come in as a number 4, and it's like, I find it fucking crazy.
Yeah. So it's like you ain't got to be left-footed, because if you're playing inverted, you're going to be coming in or an inside, or if you're going to play an inside, you're going to be
I'll give you
chopping
one
inside,
word.
aren't you?
Go on.
Overloads.
Massive.
Every manager is now looking for an overload.
Oh, mate,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate.
That is the one key
for
word.
me. Do you want to know something? I had this conversation with Marcus last week. It's so funny that you say this. It's the first thing I look for when I stand on the outside. If they're playing a 4-3-3 or playing a 4-5-1 and we're playing 3-5-2, I'm saying to the lads, be patient. Your overload is at the back. Keep playing side to side. As soon as you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
Because there's your overload. You know, I think it's key, and it
Perfect
always has
example
been.
is Mark White.
Yeah.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
do you watch him?
Yeah, I watch it.
Mate, he says the same things every single time, and he's got little phrases that are obviously keywords.
Yeah.
When he goes eights, he goes
high press, high
eights or something like that.
Yeah.
And that
it's mad.
And I should have asked him that, but I find it fucking crazy, mate. Like
it is funny. Like you say, Pep's changed football. Some people say for the better, and I agree, because look at his CV. But I went to Wolves, Man City away a few seasons ago, and I was quite high up, so you could see all the pitch.
Yeah.
And that they started doing this inverted fullback, and Kevin De Bruyne was just getting the ball everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got one of the, if not the best player in the world, getting a free roll, that's because you've caused an overload, and someone else who's meant to be marking him is marking the overload. So it works perfect.
Well, I think though, and tell me if you think I'm wrong here, because I might be. I'm not the overseeing eye. I don't know everything, but when I watched against Huddersfield, it was more about picking up second balls.
Yeah.
And you know, in some games when you get that inverted fullback into centre midfield, it's about then allowing the third man run, and that one of them centre midfielders can push on past the striker and make a run through because you've overloaded it in the middle.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I said, I think that you guys got it down to a T, because it was the bread and butter of like basics. You kept it really simple. It was from what I just seen, it just looked that swinging motion of showing them this way.
Yep.
Giving them no option, making them go long, and then going, right, we're crashing in on this now.
We back ourselves. If teams want to go long against us, we back ourselves, because we've got good defenders.
Yeah.
Like, I love Luke Fairlamb.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best fullbacks, if not the best fullback I've ever played with. My dad loves him as well. Like, he's just class. So we've got centre halves that want to head the ball.
Yeah, that's
like,
key. That is.
Like last season, we had Jordan, Bully, Willits, just class. Did not lose a header last season.
Had the big lad as well.
Yeah, the big lad. Put it in the channel.
Yeah.
Never got beat. Got beat. Dolman, yeah. Liam Dolman. He's at Harborough. So my first start was against Brackley on a Tuesday night last season, and Bully played as well. He ended up scoring the winner. But then people are just going, put it in the channel. But mate, because he's had such a good career, and he can read the game, probably the best I've seen, to be fair.
Yeah.
He did not get beat once in the whole, from October when I first got there to the end of the season. Maybe once he got beat in a channel, but he still recovered. Do you know what I mean? He'd never get beat. Unbelievable football player.
What was it like winning the league to get to the National League then? One of your, obviously you've only had 2 promotions, that was one of them. A pretty big one as well.
Yeah.
How was that feeling, and that achievement?
It was class, mate. Like I say, my dad comes to every game. My missus comes to most of the games. So to spend winning leagues with them is quality. And to do it against some, like I say, there's some big clubs in the National League North.
Massive, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Brackley keeps chomping. Well, Brackley as well.
Mate,
Brackley keeps chomping at it as well.
Brackley every year. I say it every season. You can forget 2 playoff spots because Brackley and Alfreton are going to be in there every year. So it's just them taking their chance to do it. But like you say, you got Scunthorpe, We beat them 1-0 on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And
Massive club.
mate, it's crazy. I watch like I said, I keep saying I watch the Wolves at these clubs, and they have IO Silver Lining as they're kicking off.
Yeah.
So early doors, we've got a throw-ins, and the music's still going. So I'm walking over to the throw-in, doing the flan across the country. I must look like a right tit. But yeah, it's classmates from big clubs, but it was good. And I got asked a question on Friday night when I was doing an interview, and there's like, where does this rank in your like football career? And there's like, I said, it just depends how you see football. I says you can either have good occasions like this, or you can win trophies. And don't get me wrong, Friday night was probably the best occasion. Probably not the biggest game, because like I say, I played in the third round, but it wasn't on telly. But that was the best occasion I've probably been involved in for the club who it was. Or do you want to win trophies? Like, it just depends how you see football and what your opinion is. I want to win trophies, so winning that league last year was probably my favourite. That it was class last year, mate.
It was unbelievable.
Did you think the team that came up with you were the team that were going to come up?
As in
Boston?
I didn't see
No,
Boston.
I didn't.
I thought Brackley all
I
day
thought
long.
Brackley were going to, mate.
I thought especially I watched
they're always a bridesmaid, isn't they, Brackley? And I hope they do it, because they're always there every year.
Yeah.
And I know Zach Lilly, who plays there, and George, and you just want them to do it one season. You know what I mean? But they just fall short all the time. But you know what? I don't know Gav, but I've spoken to him a few times, and he's the manager there, and they always just seem to come up short. But it's one of them clubs that you can't keep coming second. You have to eventually do it. So hopefully this season, I think they're about halfway, ain't they?
Yeah, they're not at the best start now.
Yeah, they've picked up a couple of results lately, but hopefully they do it this year. But again, it's tough. Chester, Scunthorpe, Alfreton are always up there.
Yeah.
You know, there's some big clubs up there. Chorley, flying.
Chorley.
Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough, that league. So that just says it's probably it is a very good achievement.
Definitely.
How were Boston getting on this year?
Struggling.
They struggled a lot. They've just sacked him, haven't they? They've just sacked him.
So they must have had a free week last week because of the FA Cup, but they played last night, and it was the first clean sheet I think they've had this season. The centre midfielder took over. Woods, his name is, with Neil Cox, the old Watford player. It
is tough, because I've been watching out for them, and they have struggled, but they've picked up a few results.
Yeah.
But then, it's
another hybrid team.
Trying
to do it.
That's what I want to talk to you about obviously this season. If we can move on to that, is that all right? How different is it playing in that National League now? You are playing in the top level.
Yeah.
Of is it non-league? There's so many full-time teams in there.
This is I don't know how you define this
league.
It's
League 3, isn't it?
League 3.
It's a full-time league.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 clubs, and we're one of them. Us, Maidenhead, and I think Wealdstone, who are part-time. So it's a full-time league, so it's tough. But what I will say is, when you're on the pitch and you're running, you don't actually think, well, these are full-time.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You're just running. You're blinkered to the ball. I'm running to the ball, so you're not actually thinking. But we've scored some late goals this year. Like, I scored at Braintree. We scored at Foyled. We scored late goals. Now, we was having a conversation on the coach on the way back. I think it was Creaney, actually. And we went, how are we scoring late goals? Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't be scoring late goals against these full-time teams. But it's because of the dressing room. It's a good, really good dressing room. Like you say, you see on Friday night, we're waiting for the gaffer to finish his interview so we can see Wonderwall in the changing rooms. Do you know what I mean? That's just, we won't do it without him. We won't do it without anybody. But
I think Jazz said it gets you that 10, 15 points,
Oh, mate, you made a great point.
Yeah.
It's class. Honestly, mate, it's class. There were times last year when we were winning 1-0 and the dressing room got us through winning that game.
Yeah.
We did keep 9 clean sheets in a row, I think it was. I think it was like 19 in total, or 23, something in between them. And that was because you've got a good dressing room.
Yeah,
it's worth minimum 10 points every year. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
Talk about that screamer you scored, where I don't want to say you just smashed it.
I did.
Have you seen it?
No.
You must have seen that. What was it again?
Braintree.
Braintree, yeah. And
this season?
It's from like that halfway,
about
nearly.
6 weeks ago.
He just ran onto it and just absolutely levered it. And it's like bent round the corner and just lobbed the keeper Unreal.
Yeah, it was bizarre because I'll be brutally honest now. I was absolutely fuming at not playing.
Well,
Yeah. So I think Fylde was the game before. So I'd come on. So I got like 3 assists in a row, and then I was expecting to play at Braintree, and I didn't. So I might have been Fylde after Braintree, because my dad's always going to me, if you want to play, you're gonna have to score goals. So I scored a goal. Freak or not, I still scored a goal. I'm affecting games of football. I come on, I picked up a second ball, run. We should have scored before it. So before the Braintree game, I was fuming at not playing. So when I got on, the gaffer, he doesn't really say nothing. He just says, go on, pick up your second balls, do what you got to do. So I went on, and I'll be honest, I've tried to smash the lad.
Have you?
Yeah.
It does look like
I thought it was going to be a 50-50, but I don't know if it's because I just come on, he was a little bit more tired. And I've actually just tried to kick it off him, get a throw, get a free. We're away from home, 0-0, cheers. And all of a sudden, I felt a good connection. And I've gone... then you just see the keeper doing this. It's literally gone in the side netting, mate. It was crazy. And then you come off the pitch and people are saying, you see, just you've done what you got to do. You've come on, affected games, blah blah blah. Phone didn't stop for about 4 or 5 days. I'm getting tweets from sports centres in Kuwait and Italian newspapers retweeting it. I'm going, just the power of social media is crazy. Do you know what I mean? It's like even after Friday, I'm getting sent TikToks. I don't even have TikTok. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And people are sending you memes and stuff. It's just class. But did I mean it? No. But I'm glad he's got it because he's 3 points away from home with a clean sheet. You know what I mean?
100%, mate. Sure,
so that's all that matters.
Yeah, go on. What are you gonna say?
I just want to be really cheeky here. Obviously, it's massive to get promoted into that league, right? Can you give me, not word for word, but have you been given expectations of this year?
Nothing. Never had none last year. Like I say, it was just up until the Warrington game last year where we thought, something can happen here, kind of thing. But like I say, for every newly promoted club, regardless of what league it is, unless you're Wrexham, like I say, get to 40 points.
Yeah.
And I think we're on 21 at the minute. We're just over a third the way through. The second half of the season is always tougher because like I say, teams find out, what you're about, how you work, blah blah blah. You get injuries, you get suspensions, and stuff like that. So it is tough. But what I'm saying to you is the expectations for any club is to stay up.
Definitely.
I think anyway.
Anything else is a bonus.
I don't think any of the players have had, right, we need to stay up, lad. Let's just win this game. Maybe we can lose this one, but we've got to win them. That's nothing. We set out every game to win. That's a fact. Even at, like you say, the big boys, Southend away, we had a game plan. We tried to win. We've made 2 defensive mistakes. H has slipped over, but he's been awesome this year, H has. But that's just football. Mistakes happen. You're going to lose games of football. Against Barney, it was a freak. It happens. We might get another 7-0 against us this year, but that's just the league we're in. We're part-time. We've got lads working on building sites, coming to Tuesday games. Do you know what I mean? After an 8-hour shift, it's tough. So there's no expectations, but we are realists, and I'm a realist, and I think it is just to stay up, surely.
Yeah, definitely.
But whether the chairman's saying that, because we've had an half-decent start, but I think there is a sense of realism at Tamworth.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we know what we are. We're not full-time.
I think you've got to have that. You've got to have that, and you've got to have that realism.
Mate, just win. That's all I say. Just win every game. Just try and win.
Is that something you all agreed to about going into a full-time? Well, we call it a full-time league. Did you all agree to that? Was that something, or did the club just say we're not going full-time?
Well, towards the end of the season, when it was getting close, or we might have already clinched the league, I was waiting for because my dad goes on as supporters coach,
right?
And he'd gone into town, and I ended up speaking to Archie, and I said, "What's going to happen next year?" And he just says the club's not ready to go full time.
Smart, yeah.
I think so many clubs can dive into that full time.
I agree.
And it bites them
and then you end up getting relegated, and then you're like,
fucked, yeah.
You've got players
everyone's got to find a job again.
Everyone's
Do you
on
know what I
2-year
mean? It's
contracts
stupid as that.
whatever.
So there's no point diving in, like you say. If you stay up and then you stay up again, maybe the club will have a look at it, but I'll probably be gone by then because I'm a little bit old. But the club never said to the players, "Shall we go full time?"
How would you sit with that if let's play devil's advocate here? If they did go full time, where would that sit with you?
Well, it's all about finances, isn't it? Because I can't say yes, I'll come, but you can't give me less than what my job's giving me.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. So, I don't know what minimum wage is these days, or how many hours. How many hours we do at football, but you can't say to the lads, "Oh, we're going full time, but we can only give you 500 quid." It's not going to happen, is it? There's got to be a sense of realism, and that's why the club isn't in a position. I don't know what the financial stuff are.
But it sounds like they're doing it properly and going.
I agree.
Make sure,
like I say, it's all about realism. Do you know what I mean? You can't just say, "Oh, you know what? We've gone up. We're in a full-time league. Let's give everyone $1,000, and next year we'll get relegated and we fucked. We're back to square one." Do you know what I mean?
So, what does your week look like now? Then, being a part-time footballer, are you training more? What?
No, just Tuesday, Thursday.
So you're training Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
That's it, and then you've got your game
Saturday.
Yeah. I think it's unreal. I do.
Yeah, but it's what it's always been, isn't it? It's always, even if you go drop it down a level, it's Tuesday.
Mate, we had a Tuesday off. We had a Tuesday off.
And then hybrid's obviously 3 days, isn't it?
They do like more sometimes in the mornings. Don't they?
Yeah.
Do mornings for like the ones who are full time, and then you have your obviously part time players, and they'll come and do an evening session. I think. That's what I think.
So at Tamworth at the minute, there is an optional Monday session because Tim, one of the coaches, he's a full time coach at Tamworth.
Okay.
So there is an optional Monday.
Yeah, for younger lads who maybe
morning or night.
I don't know because obviously I work, so I'll never ask the question. I presume it's midday when Tim's got an extra hour or something. But we have lads travel, so it's whether the lads can travel. Do you know what I mean? Some lads you might just go to the gym. Do you know what I mean? So it all depends on your circumstances. I don't know everybody's job. I don't know what they do. I don't know whether they have Mondays off or. For me, I'd rather play golf.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you. Sorry, Cookie, to cut in again just before you get back onto this. Has that affected you at all, the travel of this league? Does it not bother you, or...?
Doesn't bother me.
No,
doesn't bother me at all.
It does some people, though, doesn't it? Like
I say, my best mate, Christian, he's got 2 young kids.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've got one on the way, so it might affect me next season. So he's got 2 young kids, and say if you've got, in the league, in the Conference North, you've got Spennymoor,
all the way up north,
Kings Lynn, long journeys. So if you're starting out at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're not seeing your kids because they're probably, mind you, they've probably been up a couple of hours maybe. But then you're not getting back till 10, 11 o'clock and the kids are already in bed. So you're not seeing your kids. So I always say to people, you don't necessarily get the best players playing at the best level because they've got families.
That's
simple as that.
On,
Do you know what I mean?
Someone will play lower because they want to see that they want less travelling.
100%.
Yeah,
it's
I can see that definitely.
Christian plays at Sporting Calcer in Willinghall. I don't know if you must have come across.
Good team. We went and watched
them against Barlow the other week.
Yeah, so there you go.
What positions does he play?
Right back.
I don't know if I remember it. I don't know.
Christian Green, his name is. But anyway, Calcer, I went to watch him because we trained on a Wednesday before the Huddersfield game last week. So we got the Tuesday off. So on the Tuesday night, Calcer were playing at home against Stourbridge. So I went and watched them. Took me 6 minutes to get there.
Happy days.
No, it took me an hour to get to Tamworth on Tuesday. Yeah, last night. There's a lot of difference. Do you know what I mean? So at the minute it doesn't bother me because I don't have kids. But there is a reasons why the best players don't play at the best level.
I think it's the life you sort of. If you go into football, you know there's got to be travelling. You know it. You know that's the expectations of long nights. Travelling, I think it's just a given. You have to know that it's going to be that.
I mean, it's all right when you're earning 4 figures a week, as a footballer, because the missus can stay at home with the kids. You're coming back from training every day at 2 o'clock. It's completely different. And this is why I say kudos to non-league players, mate, because it's fucking hard, mate. When you're and exactly like you said, if you've got some lads that are working on site and then they're coming training, like when we had Matty Stenson on. He was fucking working on a site coming to training fucking knackered.
Yeah.
He's having to grab something on the way from a fucking Londis.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
know
like you
what I mean?
say. You mentioned Hayden Hollis.
Yeah,
So we also mentioned he's at Chesterfield.
yeah.
So he goes out his house at 7:00 on a Tuesday, Thursday, and he's not getting back in till sometimes 11:00.
Mm.
Fucking
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Now, I don't know what he does on his days off. You have to spend it with your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if not, your missus is going mad.
Yeah.
100%. He's like, I'm quite lucky. My job isn't. I don't have to work till like I don't work stupid hours. I'm back on my settee for 1:30, 2 o'clock. Like in the summer, I play golf on a Wednesday, but I'm lucky. I've always,
Yeah.
like I said, when I went to Elzowen and I said, "There's my 7 days. I'm not working on the post anymore." What a stupid idiot I am. That's a good pension.
Yeah.
But I love football. Not everyone sees it that way.
Yeah.
It just depends, like, on your opinions on football and stuff. Everybody's different, isn't they? Do you know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
it just is what it is.
100%. FA Cup, what a ride.
Yeah.
Macclesfield, 1-4-2. Huddersfield, obviously 1-0. Burton Albion next.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention Macclesfield. It's like we can't get away from these fucking full-time teams.
Massive
Robbie
club,
Savage,
mate.
isn't it?
Robbie
Mad.
Savage.
Yeah, it's like he's on. It's funny all the time. I'm like, Savage, you wanker.
Yeah.
It's funny, but mate, hands off to him. Him and the guy who's putting the money in there, they've turned the club round.
Oh, massive.
Oh,
Do you know
mate,
what I mean?
There was that little documentary on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah,
weren't there?
yeah, it was class. Like my mates there, Trey Pemberton, who I was at Stafford with.
Yeah.
Nice kid. Do you know what I mean? And they're giving me shit on Twitter afterwards, saying, "Oh, you fat ball prick." I'm going, I don't care what you say. I've just won the game. Blah blah blah. But we can't get away from these full-time teams. But you know, they're a good side. They will definitely win their league. If they drop more than 10 points, I'll be very surprised.
I love how he's like, he seems to get rid of managers. They went through quite a few managers, and it seemed like he just went, "Fuck it, I'm just going to manage them."
I think it was always going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it was always
mate,
going to happen.
100%.
Like I say, I know some of the, like a manager that was there, and I don't think Robbie Savage is everybody's cup of tea.
No.
I think he just wanted to do it, so he may as well have just done it 3 years ago. But I don't think he wanted to go to these shitty places that Macclesfield had to start with. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a bit too above himself, but it is what it is. But yeah, mate, Macclesfield done, Huddersfield done, Burton, local derby.
Yeah, I know. I called it as well when it got
Did
drawn.
ya?
When it got drawn, I went, like Burton Albion went, they're going to Tamworth got forward. I thought, fuck
Yeah.
you.
I think it's just good for everybody around
Yeah,
there and the
yeah,
fans
You'd
and
have preferred
stuff.
it at home, though, wouldn't you?
Of course, like, mate,
Yeah.
I don't care who we play at home. This is going to sound really stupid, but give us a top-end championship and they're not going to like me chucking balls in from the dugout.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They'll probably smack us, but we don't care. We'll take anybody at home.
How's the lads feeling? Another game, innit?
Yeah, it's just another game. Honestly, mate, I can't explain to you how simple Tamworth is.
Yeah.
It's just another game.
Good.
I love it, mate.
Sounds lovely, though.
I
It
love
is.
it,
Sounds
mate. There's
great.
no pressure, is there?
None whatsoever. Like
No.
I say, there's no pressure to win every game, even though you put pressure on yourself to win every game, because we know what we're up against.
Yeah.
But it's a big game for the club. Hopefully, we get another telly game because the money helps.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Getting on telly for a non-league club
Massive.
is massive.
Is it true now that there's no more replays?
Yes,
No replays,
straight to penalties.
It happened at Hensford,
Gainsborough.
Gainsborough.
Yeah,
That
extra
was a
time
mad game.
penalties.
What's your opinion on? I think that's rough, I do. Because that's massive income for you, then,
Yeah.
if that gets reversed.
Yeah. But they still have the 50 split gate receipts, I think.
Yeah. It like I say, because we're always in non-league and we're not at the top end, and these players moan about playing so many games. But like I used to play with a lad called Peter Till. He was a left winger.
Yeah, he was at Lichfield.
It was a
Yeah, that was him. Yeah,
Yeah.
He lives around there actually. We played
Yeah.
golf with him, and he says, when you're a professional football player, your body is at breaking point pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
He says, so at some point you need a rest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He says, so when your performances start dropping and people go, oh, you shit, get him out. You say, yeah, but my body's tired.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
body can only take so much. Do you know what I mean? But going back to Burton, they've not had a great start, have they?
No.
I think they've only got 5 points. I think they got a clean sheet last night, 0-0. So we fancy ourselves against
definitely.
anybody. And
good crowd.
yeah,
Today,
well, I don't think they only have 1,800, don't they?
I said good crowd from Tamworth. Tamworth
Tamworth will definitely sell out.
Tamworth
So it might be a case of, if you want some more revenue, just give us some more. Give us some more of the ground. I don't know what the allocation is or whatever, but
you being a non-league player, what does the FA Cup mean to you? What is your? Because I think I don't know. I might be completely wrong, but a pro player might go, "It's just the FA Cup." But I feel like non-league, it's so different for someone.
It's because when am I going to get the chance to be on telly?
Yeah,
I'm not. As a kid, you want to play football on the telly. You watch Match of the Day. You want to play football on telly. So the FA Cup gives you the opportunity to do things like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like your cup final.
Yeah.
So every game you win in the FA Cup is a massive bonus, because even if you start at, I don't know what round Atherton to come in, like the second preliminary round.
Yeah, it's not second.
So it's good money for the club, but if they can potentially get to the first round, they could potentially be on telly. Do you know what I mean? So that's what you're working for. Every is your cup final.
Let's say now then, I'm going to say when you beat Burton, who would you want in the next round?
It's a silly question.
Go on.
Wolves at the Molineux.
Because all the champion Prem clubs going, don't they?
Do you think you'd be able to handle
No,
that?
I don't think I'll be able to play. I think I'd say, Gaffer, I'll sit this one out. Let me just
Fuck
watch
you.
it. Nah, you're mad in that, mate. Get me on the pitch.
Hey,
No, but imagine though, mate.
Get me
You
on the
heard it
pitch.
here first.
Yeah.
Right.
So what I'm saying, when we had a good FA Cup run at Stourbridge, so we were 1-1 when Scary scored, and I've hit the bar at Wickham at 1-1, another shot cross, and and in the next round we'd have had Tottenham away because they drew Tottenham away. I'm not sure. Obviously, it's all if buts and maybes and who picks up the ball and numbers and stuff. But that's who Wickham got. So that would have been gutting. But yeah, it is what it is. But obviously, you'd like to play the Wolves, being a Wolves fan. But
Anything can happen though, can't it? It's the beauty of it.
especially down at the Lamb, mate. I'm telling you.
Imagine if you got Man City at fucking at the Lamb.
Imagine Phil Foden running rings around me. I don't want to kick you, mate.
Standing there and you're marking KDB. Fuck me.
I've got this big launcher coming in, mate.
This is it, like, mate. It's not. It's within touching distance. It can happen.
But that's the magic of the FA Cup. That's why it's good for non-league teams. Do you know what I mean?
It's class.
So when you were, they're going to change the squad. I don't blame them because, like I say, Tilly says your body's at breaking point. But for non-league, it's magic.
Yeah,
it's absolutely magic.
100%. Mate, this has been class. We're going to go on some quick fires if that's all right with you.
Yeah,
we appreciate your time and your stories. It's been class.
It's been superb, mate.
We're going to kick off with best player you've played against. If you want to bang in a few, you can. It's always a tough question.
So when I was at Stourbridge, we played Eastleigh, and there was a lad called Drury there. Okay. I think he was Adam Drury. I can't 100%. He was number 8. So he was very good. And when we played against Spennymoor, and there's a lad called Ramshaw.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'll pride myself on being strong, better than you at second balls. And we had every time I play against him, we have a good game.
Good battle.
So them two, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Best player you have played with? Again, you can name a few.
Yeah. Like I say, when at Stourbridge again, played with Leon Broadhurst, played so many games for Stourbridge, we complemented it. We played 4-4-2, and everyone was playing, 4-3-3, and we'd always managed to come out on top. So I'm going to put Leon up there, Chris Late as well in that team, Carl Hawley, Justin Richards scored loads of goals, but, I think JJ was class at Tamworth, Nathan Shakuna. There's just so many. I can't have one.
Yeah, you are surrounded.
I've played with some good players. I'd like to think I've brought the best out in them all. But
fair play. Do you have a favourite memory in football so far?
Playing with my dad.
Yeah.
That is, like I say, I've had some good nights, but playing that 10, 15 minutes or whatever it was as a 15-year-old kid in a baggy kit with my dad, it was a ledge.
When you have your time to relax, Tom, favourite TV series or programme?
What's that one where the voiceover? What's it during lockdown? Where they rob the bank with a professor?
Heist.
That's
Money
it.
Heist.
Money Heist. That or Peaky Blinders, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, Peaky Blinders.
But I did ask Jazz the other day. He said Entourage, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
On here, so I've just started watching that.
That
so
is good.
I've made a couple episodes.
It is good.
You've been watching that Golf Life with Jimmy Bullard. Do you watch that on YouTube?
I watch every episode.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's good, isn't it?
So I was joking about the other day when it was on telly. I was like, I wonder if Jimmy Bullard's going to ask me to go on golf.
Imagine.
I said, that'd be
You do.
class.
I'll tell you
What's
what.
your handicap?
I'm 12.2.
Fucking hell.
I have to play off
Decent,
11 at Oxley.
He is a fucking mate. Listen, he's shaking his head already because he knows we play a little bit of golf. I'm shit, but I love playing.
Mate, it's such a good game.
Oh, it's unreal. Him. What handicap are you, Cookie? 28. Fuck off. I'm telling you now, he's a 12. He's a fucking joke, mate.
No.
He's,
Get it on
Just
there.
had a good day.
He's
Get it
unbelievable.
on.
Oh, mate.
I've already
listen,
thought about non-league treatment room golf charity event, mate.
You'd be up for that, wouldn't you?
100%.
Fucking loads of people. Jonesy
100%. Just
plays.
give me a couple of months because,
Yeah.
like I say, my missus is about to drop. So
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
a couple of months and yeah,
Even
I'm
just
in.
an episode,
Mate, it'd be class.
a
Yeah.
podcast, you know.
Jazz plays a bit of golf
It does,
as well.
yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Do you have a big name in your phone book? God, you must have some names in your phone book.
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott.
Good one.
Fucking hell.
What's behind
What's the
that? then?
connection there?
Rachel Unit used to play left back for England.
Okay.
So her family, we grew up in the same street,
Nice.
Wrexham Avenue in Walsall. So Jill is a partner of Rachel's sister Shelley.
Okay.
Ah.
So yeah, contact that way. Used to
Fair
go.
play.
They got a coffee shop in Manchester
Yeah.
that I've passed through a few times. So yeah, Jill Scott, but Matt Murray is a hero of mine as well at the Wolves.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Superb.
Yeah, Murray, yeah.
Favourite takeaway?
Curry,
Good
Indian
lad.
Yes,
What are you
good.
going for, Tom?
lamb tikka balti with mushrooms.
Ooh, different.
Keeman,
Keeping an eye on, yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have an idol growing up?
My dad.
Yeah.
Love it,
that.
mate.
Yeah, I love that.
Like I
Love
say, I
it.
used to go and watch him
Yeah.
every Saturday, every Sunday. Just
Love that.
that's it.
So you've already told me that you're a Dingles fan.
Mhm.
First live game you went to? It might not have been the Wolves.
It
That
would
you
probably,
remember?
it'd probably be watching my dad, but the one that springs to mind is Wolves v Leicester when we were 3-0 down and we won 4-3. And I think Henry Kamara scored the winner off the bar. That is the first one that comes to mind.
Big game, that as well.
Mhm.
Do you have any superstitions?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go then.
He has loads.
Here we go then.
So my funniest one is Christian actually does the same. So I'm number 4.
Okay.
So what I'd do, tap the bottom of the 4, go round the 4, tap the end. Tap
What?
the bottom of the 4, go round.
On the shirt?
So then I'll tap it 4 times on that one and then go back round.
And you do that every game?
Every game I start.
Fair play.
Wow.
What I used to do as well, if I'd lost, I'd change my boots. But because boots have come too expensive, I've only got one. I've gone through like 4 pairs this year, but yeah, I used to change my boots. Left shin pad first.
What about food before a game? Do you have the same meal?
See, my dad goes mad at me for this.
Go on.
Because, say a standard Saturday, so I wake up at 9:04, because 4 is my favourite number. I will go and do my porridge about 20 past, and then I'll get on the settee at past and watch the opening racing show, the horses.
Okay.
So I have porridge, 2 sachets of golden syrup porridge, with a scoop of Biscoff and a can of sugar-free Red Bull.
This is so precise.
So I love it.
It's
Though.
crazy. And my missus knows she can't come downstairs for an hour while I'm watching that.
Is the FA Cup game against Burton on a Saturday?
We don't know yet
Don't
because
know
it
yet.
could potentially be telly.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not been.
Well, whatever day that's on, obviously, I don't know your working situation, if it's a midweek or if you'll be at work that day.
Yeah.
But I'll be thinking about that now. Right,
Mm.
9:04, Tom's going to be having his porridge. And
This Saturday we were at home, I'll be doing exactly the same.
yeah.
All my alarms have got a 4 at the end.
That is crazy. That's
Weird.
crazy.
My missus calls me a weirdo.
Class, mate. Nah, that's class, mate.
On you.
It's not.
Oh, favourite holiday destination? Where do you like to go?
I've been lucky enough to go to Vegas.
Ooh, nice.
That
Yeah,
is
good.
a completely different world.
In
Yeah.
that case.
Weird. You just think about it. There's one road, and it's just complete chaos.
Was this with the missus or was this
No,
with the lads?
no, it was with my cousin. So you have to be 21, don't you, to drink
Yes,
it?
yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
was I'm a year older than my cousin, so we went for my cousin's 21st birthday.
Right.
So we could both legally drink, but that was mad. We went to is it DJ Look and MC Neat?
Oh,
Went to a pool party, mate. Oh my god, I was in my element, mate. Just standing in the pool with a beer. Obviously, I'm not a massive drinker, do you know what I mean? But yeah, Vegas is class, mate.
Will the missus listen to this?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, let's keep her happy then. Where's your favourite place to go on holiday with the missus?
Dublin.
Yeah.
Mate, like I say, Dublin. We go to my missus' birthday's Boxing Day, like I say, and she loves it as well, to be fair.
Super.
Because we can just, like I say, sit in a bar. You got some randomers playing the drums, singing, mate. Yeah. It's just ledge.
We talked about Guinness a lot. You know, like the baby Guinnesses.
I like a baby Guinness.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah. Finish it off.
Last one then, mate. I feel like we've already semi-asked this, but I want you to go different if you can. Best team night out you've ever had?
Well, like I say, I don't drink, so I'm usually being sick in the toilet. But best team night out. It's probably in Birmingham with Stowridge, like I say.
Yeah.
Because we were doing well. We'd had the FA Cup, and there were so many. Everybody was out. Do you know what I mean? Even the physio come out.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's about 65-year-old Richard Druitt. No other staff. He just come out.
Fair play.
He was mad. But yeah, we went to last Christmas. We went to Manchester, and I could only do the Saturday night, but that was class, the lads. But on the Sunday, they did fancy dress, and some of the videos that were coming in that looked good as well. But yeah, it was class, mate.
Fair play. Tom, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming down. What an incredible journey. And there's still more to come, isn't there? There's still more to come. Yeah. We wish you and Tamworth all the best in the second round against Burton. Enjoy it. Take it in. Yeah. Remember to take it in and soak in that moment. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
No problem, lads. It's been a pleasure. Like you say, it's just an open chat, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's mad how I've not really had to sit here and wait for a question. It's just like rolling off the tongue, mate. It's class.
Yeah.
But keep up the good work. Like I say, I listen, and ledge.
You're a part of the family now.
Class.
There we go.
That's a wrap, mate. Superb.
Thank you, lads.
So much.